Our favorite day has arrived, package day, and I've had to zoom all the way out because this box is big and makes my hands look very small and dainty. We're gonna get everything out of the box, look through all of the goods. I know there's some stuff in here that I'm really excited to share and use in my journal. So without further ado, let's get into it. I always love unboxing my journals I orders because it feels like a little present. Even though I know everything that's coming in the box, this isn't like a subscription box or a mystery box or anything. Because shipping can take about 2 weeks from when I place the order to when I receive the package, oftentimes I've kind of forgotten what I put in my cart. Not all of the items we're looking at today are for me, some of these are for my friends, which means we have a couple of double up items and a couple of items that aren't necessarily my style, but they fit with other journaling styles. I've endeavored to link everything that I can in the description box, so if there's anything in this video that you see and you're like, oop, I want that one, make sure to check down there for not only a link to the item itself, but also our discount code, JashiiCorrin, which saves you 8% off at checkout. We love savings. Now as we have our beautifully orderly pile, it looked so much nicer in the box. This is kind of a mess. What I'm going to do though is sort through and put all the tapes to one side, all the stickers to one side and such, so that we can work through in categories. It's nice to have a little bit more order to these kind of things. The first section we have are these small sticker packs, and I've tried to order them so that then grouped listings are together. So for instance, these first 4, they're all part of the same listing on the website, but they're just kind of like different iterations or different color combinations or anything like that. Sometimes it is very much just a different color combination. In this case, we have different sceneries, but putting the rest of those to the side so we can look at these ones. I got 4 options from this set, each of these coming with 10 individual stickers with 10 designs, so 1 of each. The first ones we have are in this kind of blue-purple colorway, and they're all just like little window scenes. And we have a variety of different shapes, some of them being a little bit more circular, and some of them being a little bit more square or rectangular. In the black colorway, these are primarily squares and rectangles, but we also have people featured in the scene as well. I thought that these would be really good in my reading journal, especially if we have any characters who like to read, because, you know, our little people have books here. The ones from the green backing card are very kind of like cabin in the woods inspired, and oh, it looks so cozy. I kind of just want to go here. And then the yellow, grey, brown colored card is more of a kind of festive winter kind of Christmas scenery, which Christmas for me is not in winter, but I just thought these were really beautiful. This is another one that has some that are a little bit more circular than they are rectangular or square. The next category we have are from what is called the Magic Tower set, with these ones looking like they've been inspired by magical landscapes or buildings. Getting out a white piece of paper though, so I can actually show these off properly. The green colorway are very much like towers and other landforms that have been taken over by plant life, and some of these are a lot bigger than I was expecting. I was kind of expecting them all to be the size of the smaller ones, but some of these would take up a decent amount of space in an A5. I'm not necessarily sad about that. I like having the variety of sizes, and it probably means that I should have checked the listing a little more carefully. For instance, our treehouse over here is about 10 centimeters tall, which is a decent amount of space, considering an A5 is about 19 centimeters of dock grid, at least vertically. Collecting those ones back up though and putting out the next set, this one is more so inspired by castles, and I always find it tricky to deal with elements like this on a page when they don't fade into the page nicely. I think that these stickers do a good job of that. You can kind of see how the base of any of the castle designs kind of fades out, either because it's like sitting in mist or it almost looks kind of watercolor-esque. Given the fact that I do read a decent chunk of fantasy, and castles do feature in fantasy books, this is another set that I think is going to be great in my reading journal. The real problem is going to come when I have to store all of these stickers, because I don't have enough space in this storage solution I already had, so I'm going to need to find something else to store all of these in, because I don't really like storing them in the original packet. I don't mind storing it in the packaging because on the back it shows you what all of the pictures are, so you don't necessarily have to get them out and lay them out to see all of them. But I need a better solution. If you have any storage solutions that you kind of swear by or think at least are fairly decent, do let me know. I would love to hear your recommendations. At the moment I just have 2 of the Archer and Olive sticker binders, but I have too many stickers to just fit in those. I like the idea of a binder, but I think I need maybe a bigger one, or bigger couple. The next ones we have, I'm calling the Starry Night series. So we have Starry Night Windowsill and Starry Night Camping. This collection was an interesting one to look through on the website because it felt like the different designs were quite different to each other. Like for instance, in the previous one, they were all kind of like, you know, fantasy inspired, but these ones felt quite unique or quite distinct from each other. These ones take up a decent amount of real estate on the page, so laying out the first 6, you can see for this one we have a bunch of different camper vans which are all underneath a starry galaxy kind of sky. It's just very pretty. I think that the art style that's been selected for these is really, really nice. It's kind of watercolor-esque in terms of the kind of coloring in, but the line work on these is actually still quite crisp. Putting those ones to the side though so that we can have a look at the other designs. You can see that this one comes with 10 different designs which are all unique to each other. I have no idea what kind of book I might read that means I'm going to use this kind of a sticker, but at least I have them there for when I need them. This would actually make me tempted to do a camper van theme, maybe like a travel theme or something. I'll have to think about it a little bit more, but this will be a great base for that kind of a theme. That's also why I like these kind of sticker packs, because all of the stickers do match with each other or like go with each other. Like the designs themselves are still different to each other, but they could be utilized together in a monthly setup. I like all of the pages within one month to be very matchy-matchy. Laying out the Starry Sky windowsill ones, we again have 10 designs, and even though this one has a cooler color palette, at least compared to some of the previous stickers we've had, I still think that the scenes that are depicted look really cozy. I don't have any kind of balcony in my house, but if I did have one, this is how I would deck it out. Lots of pillows, looking very comfortable. This almost makes me just want to redecorate my bedroom. Stacking those up though so that we can have a look at the next selection of designs. I do think that they do a decent job on the website to show you the full range of what you get in any set, mainly because you can see them all on the back and they have close-up images of this. So you can get an appreciation for what they look like even if you don't have individual pictures of every single element. This is another one that I'm now considering just using for a monthly theme. I should have used these for March, not that I would have had them in time considering the package like just arrived, but still, very pretty. They had even more options in this collection and it took me a long time to narrow it down to just the 2 that I got, to the extent that I'm tempted to go back and get some more. The next selection I have is all butterflies with this kind of like holographic foiling over the top of them, and they just look super gorgeous. Rather than getting every single one out, we're going to get out these ones to show you what they look like, mainly because the designs of each of them are kind of similar to each other, just in a slightly different colorway. As we go through, you can see some of these I'm putting at the bottom because we get 2 of each design in this set, and I feel like the camera doesn't even do it justice in terms of how shiny these are. Like, look at this. Look at how beautiful that is. This colorway in particular I loved because I just thought it looked so good with the gold that goes in the kind of like foiling sections, but then also with the holographic iridescent kind of thing. This one will definitely be used in my main journal in terms of like a monthly theme, though I might be able to swing one for a reading journal setup as well. I certainly have enough of them to be able to do that, but hopefully you can see kind of better on this one the gold that is around for each of the details, and then we have that holographic iridescent kind of thing over the top. Of course, we've got the blue colorway, but we also have a yellow green with a couple different designs and some different depth of hues, and there's also pink as well. They did have other colors as well, but I didn't want to fill up my entire cart with butterflies. That being said though, we do have more butterflies, which I also got in 3 colorways, but these ones are a little bit different. These ones each have 2 stickers for each of 5 designs, so 10 stickers per pack, and are more kind of like a butterfly moon collage. Trying to figure out which way up some of these go was a little bit tricky, but this one has a little castle in it, so that's the right way up for that one. And this one, all of these butterflies are kind of flying upwards, at least that's how I see it. But these are so super gorgeous. I love the intricacies that are on the butterfly designs. And I also am just kind of like a sucker for anything that has the moon in it. So yeah, this is right up my alley. Of course, this one is the black collection, but we also have purple and blue. I think these would be really cool to have as part of a Dutch door. So if you put this along the edge of a Dutch door and then fussy cut around it to make a kind of intricate edge. In terms of sizing, they're not going to span the entire length of an A5 page, but they could make for a nice piece of like central decoration. This is another one that came in a range of different colors. I just tried to limit myself to 3 so that I didn't get too carried away, even though I still kind of got carried away. Stepping away from butterflies, the next set we got I did not think was going to be quite this large. These ones are the dried flowers series, not that these are flowers, but they would definitely span the full length of an A5 page. They are quite big. Each pack comes with 6 separate, very large stickers, and you can see we have a range of different foliage types. I'm kind of tempted to use this one if I ever do some kind of like New Zealand Kiwiana kind of theme, because ferns are like a big thing in New Zealand. But I also think the other designs are pretty cool. I would possibly be inclined to use them together as kind of an overarching greenery theme, but most of these would be used to line the edge of a page, or maybe as the basis for some kind of collage, not too sure. Because they are larger and an eclectic bunch of shapes, it means they can be a little bit difficult to get back into the packet. I think that in terms of storage though, I will be keeping them in their packet until I can find another solution. The next one we had though are these ink drop swatches. Now we have seen these previously in one of our hauls, mainly because I got them in blue first, and then I thought that this orange set would be really nice to have as well. I think that these are going to be great for collaging as kind of a background piece and then build stuff over the top of them. And if we get them out so that you can see how they'd look on the paper, you can see they have a little bit of gilding, so it's kind of as if these are ink splotches from a shimmer ink. The orange is quite saturated, which I'm not necessarily sad about. It'll definitely work in some situations, but I'll probably be using these in the corners of layouts and such to build up any kind of collaging that I'm doing. This pack has 15 different designs and 15 stickers, so one of each. Similar to our ink splotches, our next sets are all one-offs. They may sometimes be part of larger collections, like I'm pretty sure that one is part of a larger collection. So is this one. I think that the mushrooms probably are, and this one is. The rest of them I'm not too sure, but even if they were, we only got an individual design. The first one we have are these Blooming in the Dark Night, or dark florals. I thought that the contrast with the orange and gold looked really pretty, so we snapped those ones up. This one has 10 different designs, 2 stickers of each for 20 stickers. I don't know what it is about mushrooms, but I just think that they're really cool. I feel like this is a recent fascination of mine, because previously I was like, mushrooms, those are creepy. I thought that this set looked pretty cheery. We have 10 different designs, with one of each being in the pack. And we have the return of the butterflies, because they just seem to be everywhere. As for this travel guide set, this one has a bunch of little different signs, with this one having 15 individual designs with 15 stickers, so one of each. These ones I wanted to have a closer look at, just to see how big they were in particular, so I got that paper back out and laid them out so we could have a look. I like that we have not only the ones that are kind of like, shoved into the ground, but also a couple of hanging signs as well. I think that's a cute touch. We of course have the return of the butterflies, because we can't escape them. And I also like the ones with the string lights or the hanging lights or whatnot. It's just a cute bunch of stickers. I can't remember if these were for me or if they were for one of my friends, but now I'm like, maybe they could just be for me. They are very cute. I do have a feeling that they might have been for a friend though, but I hope that they like them. That's the hard part about doing these orders with friends, because I get to show it off on the channel so I can show you as well, and then I fall in love with the items that aren't actually for me. Oh well. It's not like I can't place another order if I want to, but the next selection we had are the Romantic Dream Catchers. This one I know came in a collection with a couple different options, but this is the only one I got. We have 10 individual designs for 10 stickers. I just thought they were so pretty. I'm not usually a pastel flowers kind of person, but I just thought that these looked really just like romantic, I suppose. I'm not very good at describing different aesthetic styles, but gorgeous. This set I suppose is called the guide game. I really just love that the packaging has been made to look like a phone screen, as if you were on Instagram, though somebody should probably tell them that they've changed the dimensions of the pictures on Instagram, but still, this is #character sticker #paranoid guy with heart. Flipping over so that we can look at our characters though. We have 2 of each of 10 characters, so 20 stickers. I know for a fact that these ones were not for me, but I hope that my friend likes them. And then one that we definitely need to swatch out is the Leisurely Life set. As I lay them out, you can see we have 2 stickers each of 15 designs, so 30 stickers total. Sadly, this one and this one got stuck together to the point where the corner of this one ripped, but that's okay. The reason I'm showing you this one is because all 3 of us decided we wanted to have this one. I think one of us already had it in their collection, so the other 2 decided to follow suit and get it. This one will be mine because the sticker is slightly ripped. A little bit unfortunate, but I do have 2 of each of them, so I'm not super sad about it. Plus, they were very cost effective, so I can just get another set if I feel like I'm that hard done by. We love books, we love reading, it looks so super cute and cozy. My mind defaults to, we should use this in our reading journal, but I don't often stick bookish stickers like this in my reading journal, so this might also become a monthly theme too. Collecting those back up and keeping our paper out because the next one doesn't have an image on the back to show you what all the stickers are. This one offers a range of different sizes. I think we have something like 25 stickers in this set. It's all very dark and gothic kind of inspired. My favorite would have to be this guy here. Like, you can't tell me he isn't the coolest. Also, I feel like this is how most university students feel when they get to graduation. They're like, oh my god, it's over, I'm done. So this is probably my favorite from the set. I don't think this set is for me, so I shan't be using that sticker, but it's very cute. Tucking those ones safely away, along with these sticker packs, we also got some sticker books. These ones each have some kind of general theme, so we have a coffee shop set, Starlight Fantasy, The Elf's Cottage, Whispering Pages, Under the Black Ship, and Meaningful Time. Having a flip through of the larger ones, these ones offer a range of different materials, some on washi, some also being on matte paper. Given that each of the sticker books has about 20 pages, there are a lot of different stickers. Some pages don't necessarily match with the rest of the theming that we have in the books, but it does mean that I have a really good range. The hardest part is going to be remembering what stickers are in which book. For the most part, they do have an overall theme that they match pretty well, but for some of the stickers, I wouldn't necessarily think to look in that particular book for that particular sticker. I do very much like that a range of them have these kind of washi strips on the second to last page of the book. A lot of the time those are things that I would actually just like to have an entire roll of rather than just an individual strip, but it's nice to play around with the different designs. In terms of pricing, typically speaking, the sticker books are going to set you back more than the individual sticker packs, but that kind of makes sense because we have considerably more stickers in these books. For the coffee shop one, these are on a PET material, so it's a little hard to distinguish just an individual sheet, but hopefully you can kind of see what we're working with there. It does have the full range on the back though, so you can see we have a variety of color palettes and a bunch of different people who are grabbing their coffee and maybe something sweet to eat. If we just slip a piece of paper behind here so you can kind of see a little better. These aren't necessarily all of the sheets that we have in the book, but it's a little range. These ones technically are stickers, but when I first got them, I thought they were papers. That's why they are in this category, or at least bridging the two. You can see they also all come from the same set with these kind of like very vivid sky designs. Each of them comes with 5 designs with 2 pieces of each, so 10 stickers. And while this time I got 3 of the designs, I actually already have one in my collection. The first one I got though, I thought was so dang beautiful that I'm like, yeah, okay, we're gonna get some more. One that is actually paper, and I do already have in my collection, just in a different colorway, is this kind of like metallic or bronzed paper set. This one having 36 sheets. If we open this one up so that we can have a look, you can see we have a range of different designs and a range of different paper types, so we have some duplicate designs. I love the shininess, and I love that we have some variations in the red. It's very pretty. The other set I have is green, so red and green, you know, I thought that gave me a little bit of a range. They have previously had other ones as well, but at the time of my purchase, they only had red available. The next paper pack we have though is Alice in Wonderland themed. This one offering a range of fussy cut designs and also some larger papers. I initially thought that these smaller pieces were going to be stickers rather than paper cutouts, but at least they've already been fussy cut out, so you can just put some adhesive on the back and stick them to your page. I think that with the papers, it would make for a very nice collaging set. Essentially everything you need for an Alice in Wonderland theme in your journal. Moving away from papers, the next category is a bridge between stickers and tapes, and that's kiss cut tape rolls. I have a couple different designs from these from different listings. So if we push those ones to the side, you can see each of these just peels off as an individual sticker though. We have bubbles in pink, blue bubbles, and a kind of purple, pink, and blue colorway. Mainly purple though. We have these little gourmet boxes, which are very cute because they come looking like a little fridge, and then you can just open it up and the tape is inside. For these two though, I got one that is vegetable inspired, so with a range of different veggies, and one that has a range of different fruits. I do love how vibrant these ones are. I think they're a lot of fun. The next two though are collections of hanging plants. One with mainly kind of planter pots and shelves, and the other that has them in jars. I think this one is my favorite of the two. The nice part about these ones is that they are kiss cut, so you can just peel them off like regular stickers. You don't have to fussy cut around each of the individual elements. And I do kind of wish that more of my PET tapes were like that. It would just make my life a lot easier. I ended up finding another one that was lurking. This one being kind of like coffee and bookshop inspired. So we have things like coffee carts, we have some bookshelves, sweet treats and pastries and such. A very cute collection of stickers. Putting those ones to the side though and getting into our next set, these ones are all PET tapes. We have a decent collection of these, so let's line them up and have a look. Working from left to right, up first, we have a beautiful tape that has white dragons on it. These ones have just like a little bit of gilding around the outside edge. They are so pretty. I don't know how well they're going to show up on white paper, so I might have to use them on a different color paper, but they're absolutely gorgeous. I do like the fact that the designs are very clearly separated from each other, so it's going to make it easy to cut out. Though this is a tape that would work well as a kiss cut design. The next 5 we have are all part of the same listing, and this was very much the case if they were all too pretty, and thus I couldn't choose which one in particular I wanted. This one is the purple colorway. You can see that foiling that we have over the top. We have yellow, which offers different designs. Orange. I hope you can see why I had a hard time picking between the colorways. We have white, or I suppose black and white, depending on which part you're focusing on. And we've got blue. I think I would prefer them without the gilding over the top, but you only really see it if it catches the light in the right way anyway. The next 6 we have are all part of the same listing as well. These ones being book related. I love stacks of books and shelves and such on washi tape, but I don't necessarily like them when they have a background, so it's really nice that this one is transparent on the back. On this one we can see the shelves, but we still have transparency around the outside, and I like that the shelves aren't a weird color, because sometimes we get PET tapes or washi tapes in particular where the shelves are like purple or something, and like, yeah, I like purple, but most bookshelves aren't purple. In this one we have a lot of plant life growing in amongst the books, which is not necessarily the way I would like to treat my books, but it does make for a pretty tape. I also very much like the colorfulness of this range. Like, we've got some that are rainbow. This one I wouldn't so much consider rainbow because it's not like in rainbow order, but it's still bright and fun. We have another set with books and flowers, this time leaning a little bit more heavily on the flowers, and this one being books with succulents or potted plants. Some of these are going to be absolutely perfect for the reading challenge we have coming up in May, so stay tuned for that one. The next 2 we have are part of the same set as well, these ones being for florals. This one has a bunch of daisies, which would be so nice to line a page with, and we have sunflowers, which are super bright and cheery. Keeping on the theme of plants, the next one has succulents, but this time with some holographic gilding. And the next one I think would have been great as a kiss cut PET tape, but it's effectively like a back to school or school life theme, a lot of fun rainbow colors. The one we have on the end here also came as part of a set, but we just got one of them. This one having little hanging lights in jars, which is so cute, and it might be a little hard to see, but it does have some of that holographic foiling on it too. Moving those ones to the side so that we can bring back all of our items. If any of these have piqued your interest, they are all linked in the description box, and if you want to save yourself some money at Journal Say, make sure to use code JashiiCorrin for 8% off. We love savings. I now need to go figure out who each of these items belong to and get them to my friends. But if you wanted to see more of our stationery hauls and unboxings, then this playlist is the next one to check out. That one very much highlights the reason why I feel like I need a bigger offers, so click or tap on that one and I'll see you over there.